Welcome to the show.
This guy got a mistletoe belt on.
Gosh, that is bad.
The whole plane smells like weed.
Those were the days.
It's a joke, you idiot.
Looked in the mirror, I'm like,
Good old innocent fun.
look
Is
at
it
us
working?
short guys. I'm nose to mic.
Oh yeah, you can't go any
I'm
lower
calling
than
HR on
do
the
you,
mics.
Do you want a phone book?
Yeah.
We
We
get
gotta
you up higher.
get him. We gotta get him a little stool or
Dude,
something.
well, the thing is, I got a short back. It's a problem everywhere I go. I went to
Do you think you have less vertebrae than we have?
for
what's a
whatever
short
reason,
back mean?
my torso's really short.
Dude, I got a short torso too. I got
Yeah.
real long legs, long arms, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Damn, you got a boxer's reach, dude. How tall are you?
Dude, right?
Yeah, you got some long
I
arms.
always say this, dude. If my torso matched, I would be like 6'1".
Oh,
Yeah,
you'd have
yeah.
a six pack.
I have perfect
know.
proportions.
No, dude.
Yeah, you
are.
do, dude.
No,
You're out
you
here.
you know what I have? I have a fat belly. I have a fat.
But it
disgusting
hides well
belly.
when you're tall.
Yeah, it's
you wear
bad.
a big shirt.
You're
Yeah.
out here like Hitler's dream over
We're
here.
all in the black t-shirts. We're like hiding the soft parts of our bodies.
You know what it is with tall guys when they wear big shirts? It's like when girls with big boobs wear big shirts. You really don't know what's underneath, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
You're like, I don't want to talk to this girl. You see her in a bikini. Wow.
Yeah. You just have to ask for permission. It's 2025. You say, may I please see your tits?
Yeah, before we take
and
this.
ask for consent.
Yeah, that's important. Dude, I have watched all those TikTok videos. Do you see those of the girls in the hoodies? And they're just like, and then the hoodie drops and they're like, oh, like sneaky tits.
Yeah, yeah.
I like those.
My
yeah.
whole algorithm is girls with big boobs, and I don't know why. I don't seek them out. They just keep putting them on my homepage.
Patrick, I think they know, TikTok knows you better than you.
I don't know what's up with that.
Do you ever go to hit search to follow a girl? Like you're like, yo, or somebody, I don't know if you're in a relationship. You're married, so
I'm
never
married,
mind.
but I'm allowed to.
Well, even like
look
girl
around.
comedians, right? Let's say it's a friend of yours, a comedian, and she's like, oh, get my Instagram, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then they see it's all like ass and tits on your. They always tell me, oh, okay, I see what you're into. It's
Right,
like,
right,
You
right.
can't hide it.
Yeah, you can't show your homepage to anybody because they know who you are instantaneously. It used to be drums and woodworking for me, and I swear,
yeah.
like last week, it's all been big tits. I think Meta is trying to change me as a person.
Dude, trying to get red-blooded Americans back into America.
Yeah,
That's supposed to be like a thing. I don't know if it's going to stick or I'm sure it's not. But did you guys see about like, because the For You page knows, they say like the
Yeah.
algorithm knows you better than anybody
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
So the thing people do on dates now is right away they switch phones.
Yeah.
And you like go through the phone on the first date so you know who you're dealing with.
That's too much. I mean, I guess I would do that if I knew early on, like, all right, I want to try to make something happen with this person.
Now, what about if it's not go through the phone, but it's just the algorithm? Because I'm not sure what it was. I know I'm going through the girl's phone, but just scrolling through the algorithm. Like, if you go through each other's TikToks or Instagrams and just go through like 10 swipes, you'll kind of know what they're like.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, it's life's too short. You got to figure out what you're looking for. You're both single?
Yeah.
Are you both single?
Yeah.
Do you want girl partners?
Down
do.
the road, I want to get successful now. I've had girlfriends my whole life. I need a break.
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
in relationships since I was like 14.
Yeah, if you want to kill any career momentum you have, get a girlfriend.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Bro, why
get
do you think
into a
I am where I
relationship.
am now today?
Yeah, my algorithm is it's cooking videos, celebrity gossip, and people with Down syndrome. That's
Oh,
it.
nice.
You
And
know?
images of guys with six packs.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I know.
Who's
I'm
your
just
favorite
Googling.
celebrity with Downs?
They're not celebrities, dude.
I
They
mean,
are.
I'm just saying I'm just imagining who's like a celebrity chef with Down syndrome.
I wish there. Oh, I'll give you one. What's their name? They're Australian. It's something in Marley.
I'm just thinking.
Have you ever seen those dudes?
No, I'm thinking of Corky from the 80s. I thought for sure you were going to say Corky was your favorite Downsy.
These two dudes. This is why I wish we had the video hooked up there. But it's these two dudes, Chet and Marley or something, and they cook. Marley and they're great, dude.
Yeah.
Theo Vaughn went on their pod,
Oh,
and
nice.
they, it was chaotic.
They
as you can
legitimately
imagine.
have Down syndrome? Well, so does Theo to a certain degree.
He's got a touch.
Yeah.
He's got just the right amount.
It's charming.
It's the kind girls like.
Yeah, it's charming, it's funny, it's cute, but it's passable.
Yeah.
It's nice. Yeah, dude.
Oh,
they
yeah, I know that guy.
You know these guys? It's
That dude actually got big from something else. He got big on TikTok originally.
Sean and Marley.
Oh, good for them.
I'm into the TLC shows, the Little People show. Did you see that couple? They're like a foot tall. It's a guy and a girl.
Oh, a foot? They're
Yeah,
literally
they're like
that
a
small?
foot tall, and they got that.
How does that happen?
It's a disease. It's like they got 2 or 3 different diseases. One of them's
their
like the
brains-
Mr. Glass.
Do the brains work well?
They seem smart, man. I wish we could pull it up too. My phone's charging. Shit, I wish my phone was charging. I probably could pull it up so you could see. I bet you if I go through 3 scrolls, it'll come.
Oh, the little ones, the little people.
Yeah, they're like a foot tall. They're like, it's a couple, and then they have that, that Mr. Glass, that thing where your bones break.
Oh,
easy.
yeah.
They have that too. The girl's like, yeah, she goes, just yesterday, she goes, I broke my wrist, and she's like, and I got a broken rib right now. Like, it's crazy, but they're just happy people. They're fun, and she talks about how wild she is in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And she's like, I got no mobility in my legs either, but she's just like, I get crazy in the bedroom. I just like seeing that, man.
I like to fuck until my bones break. That's the kind of woman she is. And is it 2 ladies that are together?
Yeah, it is, because the guy just found out, because I've been getting deep in the show and doing research now. I'm going on Reddits for these people, and they have the guy is actually he's a girl, but he transitioned to a
So
boy.
he's got the 2 big things. He's a little person who is also
big
born
things,
in the wrong body.
Yeah, I think he's majorly got a bunch. Imagine being born in the wrong body and it's fucked
And
up.
it's tiny.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about being in a couple like that. If you're a little person in a couple and you want to sneak around on your partner, it's easy to sneak around because you can hide behind stuff.
Yeah, no one's gonna see you in the bar.
Yeah.
But then it's like, who's going to carry the groceries in? You know?
Do you know this fetish some men have? They imagine what it would be like to be with like a 50-foot tall woman. Like they have a size thing, and they imagine what it would be like to be with a giant and to be like suffocated. I know a lot about this because I have this thing. So I'm wondering if there's an opposite. Like are there dudes that these women have to like keep away from them because they're like specifically seeking out little people?
Oh, wow.
Because this sounds different from like what in the 80s we called midget.
Yeah,
like
yeah. No, this is way smaller.
This is like a foot tall.
Like the size of your mic. This is how big they are.
Yeah, like that. There are probably people who have a sexual thing. Yeah, nobody. But
and the legs don't work.
Right. Yeah.
It's like fucking a stuffed animal.
Yeah, that's wrong.
And to answer your question, yes, there are definitely dudes that have that fetish. I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
I couldn't imagine, because it's like you're gonna kill this person.
Yeah, it would. Well, not me. I have a really small. You've got a small one.
You're actually perfect for that.
Yeah.
Dude, I did see. Did you ever see the one? I do love watching these types of shows where they just exploit people for a certain thing.
I mean, Love on the Spectrum.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're
I
like,
can't
no,
believe
we're
they got
just
away with that.
giving them exposure to this thing. It's like, no, you're exploiting them, dude.
Yeah.
There was one. I don't know if you saw it. It's all these little people on a boat. And I don't know, it was like a show. It was like the real world for little people.
We talking canoe or raft? How big is the boat?
I mean, there's about 20 of them, so it's a small little life raft.
Yeah.
No, it's like a yacht, okay? Dude, and they're on this yacht, and this one chick and this guy are arguing, and then the guy just pushes her, and she falls in the water. Yeah. Did you ever see that?
I did see the clip.
Dude, and then all the women are like, oh my God. I guess little people have like bad ears. So if they get water in them, they can like go deaf.
It's like a computer. Like you one spill, and
dude,
the warranty is not. They don't keep it.
You got to put them in rice. So you got to let them sit for a couple days. So, dude, the funniest part though, he pushes her in the water and realizes how bad he fucked up.
Yeah.
And he's just like, Samantha, or like whatever her name is. I was dying, dude. I watched it like 20 times.
Can I call you Sam for short?
I like the meme where you see a little person doing an activity, or no, it's somebody with a miniature. They'll like flick a thing, and then it cuts to a little person jumping.
Yeah. Like the chicken cutlet or something.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
But we respect them. We accept people of all bodies and all backgrounds and disabilities.
I always say this: it would be worse if we weren't making fun of them.
Yeah,
that's what I say.
Exactly.
Those shows are like the modern day Jerry Springer or like Howard Stern. Probably, I don't know, more whatever.
You're tapping into a guilty a thing I'm ashamed of. In my 20s and 30s, I was a TV producer. I made these documentaries called True Life. Did you ever watch True Life?
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, I made a bunch of them. And some
For
of them,
MTV?
Yeah. And some of them were exploitative. And I got really good at like making 15-year-olds cry. And I have shame about that. I'm like, this is like at the time I just remember thinking, well, they signed up for this. It's our job to document this story. Like we're being present. We're helping them tell their story, like you guys are saying. And then it goes on the air and it's like, oh shit, like we just totally like exploited this family, you know?
Oh, they changed the edit. Really, that's not what was supposed to
which I also did. So,
They made us look so bad.
Yeah. Wait, but it says you edited it.
Yeah. I will say, someone called me out specifically on the editing that I have a public beef with. I don't know if you guys know Miranda Sings. Colleen Ballinger. We produced this episode called True Life, and I don't think I'm going to get in trouble with NDA stuff, but the episode was called True Life, I'm Famous Online, and this was 13 years ago now, and we did a story about her and her boyfriend, her fiance, who were both YouTubers at the time, and we said to them straight up from the start, like, we are interested in what you guys do on YouTube, but this story is about the two of you as a couple and how you navigate being famous on YouTube together. And the point of conflict was that she was much more successful than he was, and that created friction. And we were like, well, we're interested in that.
Yeah.
And we would go there, we'd turn on our cameras. It's me and my buddy. Turn on our cameras, and they would start fighting immediately. Every time. Every time we showed up, they would just fight. We wouldn't even say, like, hey, could you guys talk out this thing? They would literally just start doing it, and we would cover it. And as we're editing, you know, months goes by. We would be with them for like a few days at a time over the course of months. And toward the end of the process, we're like, all right, we got to like sit you down individually and ask you these questions to have you explain your side of the thing or whatever. And every time we did those interviews, we would say, by the way, you know, we captured this one fight you guys had, and we got to talk about that. Long story short, we were upfront the whole time. Anyway, the show airs. All of her fans on Twitter go, oh my God, I just saw MTV True Life about Colleen, and they made her and Josh look so bad. They really did her dirty, you know, whatever.
Showing how she really is.
Yeah, so like, no, this is her, dude.
Yeah, so then she takes to Twitter to call me and my partner out publicly.
Wow.
And says, I think her tweet was something like, these men came and betrayed me and my family. They won us over, and all this stuff. And then I learned, I'm like just lurking, looking at this stuff. I didn't even get involved. And I learned that she never even watched it. Like, so she was going off of this like echo chamber or whatever. And that's one where I'm like, we didn't exploit her at all. We just told the story that you told us.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I got a lot of things to say about
that
editing.
But
did you
I
notice,
love that, dude.
Did you notice a positive from the you know, whatever that's called when they attacked you? Did you notice a positive from that? Like, it seems like that's good for people.
There was a huge positive. I quit that business.
Shit.
I literally was like in full burnout, and that was like the last straw. Because I made some of those episodes that were like important. Like I made one about young people with incarcerated parents, and it was this really beautiful, like interesting picture of like an American family. You know, like I'm really proud of that one, and did one about competitive eaters, and like did all these cool ones.
Yeah.
And then, but toward the end, they were like, we just want more teen drama. Like it was like, we're going to send you out to like film with couples who like have money, like all these stupid things. They just wanted teenagers fighting. And when that happened with Miranda Sings, I was like, I'm done with this. I can't make another Jerry Springer episode of this show.
It was probably right around that time they created Teen Mom.
Yeah.
Or it was 16 and Pregnant,
Yeah, it was
whatever.
around there.
Those shows were so addicting. Like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
stick to the TV on those shows.
Yeah.
They're so good. You know, sorry to cut you.
I was just going to say, the last point I'll make is I said to them, I was like, I think we should make an episode about young people who have survived school shootings, because there's so many.
wow.
Like how cool would that be to see somebody like rehabbing like a wound or going whatever. And they were like, no, that's too bleak. We don't really want to do things like that. So that says a lot about why they are not a thing anymore. There are on shows I meet young people that are like, I've never heard of MTV.
Oh my
and I'm
God.
like, that's crazy.
School,
Dude, that would be so massively successful. Imagine Netflix just picked up that model.
Yeah.
And they were like, True Life, call it something else. I survived a school shooting. That would be huge.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Somebody's listening to this. They're gonna take that idea.
Probably.
Yeah.
Man,
Take
those
it,
shows
please.
hit. I've seen the old school ones like in '93. Like they did that documentary to try to keep people out of going to prison. Did you ever see that one?
Oh, Scared Straight.
Well, no, this was like called American something, and it was like a documentary made in '93.
I like that Dom's calling it a documentary. This is something his parents put him through.
And it's funny, the little clips. I remember seeing it when I was younger. I don't know if we watched it in school or something.
But was it a drill instructor and stuff?
No, this was like a thing that they
I've
did.
seen that one, yeah.
This is like this is like, I don't know what grade we were in, but this was like a thing like designed for kids that you like whatever. It's like a documentary, and they're like, this is a place you don't want to go to.
Yeah.
But this is in the 90s, and there was people said anything in the 90s.
Right.
Like, so dude, this is a thing like designed for kids to watch, because they're like the whole time they're like, kids, you don't want to end up here, and the prisoners are like, yo, you don't want to end up here. Then they're asking people, like grown men, they're like, what do you guys say to the kids? They're like, well, aggression's the only thing that you learn here, right? And they're like, you got to pay that tax. And the lady's like, well, what happens if you don't pay the tax? He's like, either you're going to fight or somebody's going to run up in you. It's like somebody's going to bang you in the ass. You're making this for kids. Like,
He's like, kill or be killed. That's all I can say.
Dude, the craziest episode. I mean, this is a show that the first episode, I remember this. It was like True Life. I'm addicted to crack.
Yeah,
and they were
meth,
and they were filming the guy in the gas station bathroom, like smoking meth or however you do it.
That was one of the first episodes, because that's when they still had the presenter on screen, like the VJ would be there, interviewing them, and then they did away with that, and then it was just like you would have the person tell everything from the first person perspective. I shot a bunch of crazy stuff: breast implant surgeries, three different births. Lots of fights, like lots of altercations. I got scared. Like I called 911 a couple times with a camera in my hand.
Dude, what happened?
Well, this one was True Life. I'm a Staten Island girl.
Oh God,
perfect, dude.
I don't know if are you up on reality TV still? Like, do you watch Housewives at all?
No.
So Real Housewives of New Jersey, the current cast, there's a woman named Danielle who's, I guess, about 40 now. When I shot with her, she's probably 35. I shot with her 20 years ago, literally 19 years ago, for Staten Island Girl. She's still on TV. She loves a camera on her. We were at some bar, and we're there with our camera crew, and because she feels special because she has all these cameras on her, she's just saying whatever the fuck she wants, and she's from Staten Island. So she just runs her mouth.
Yeah.
And other Staten Island people don't like that, so people start throwing ice at her, and she starts saying crazy shit. Next thing we know, we're in a full-blown riot. I mean, it was a full-blown riot, like fist fights. It spills out on the street. People are driving their cars at people. Wow. It was so bad that there were lawsuits and stuff, so we didn't even include it in the episode. We just got that footage got subpoenaed by the courts.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
You hear me on the background. I'm going, do we
keep filming.
No, I was like, dude, we gotta go, right? Like, we gotta go. Should I call 911? Like, this isn't our fault, right? Like, you hear me saying all that shit in the back.
You just hear your voice. Keep the fucking camera on. I'll kill you if you turn it off.
Follow the action.
Those Staten Island girls are definitely ones that could start a riot.
Oh yeah.
They can yell louder. They got them lip filler gives you that echo or something. I don't know what it is.
Dude, my favorite episode, the one I always remember because I had delusions that I could play college football at the time, was True Life. I Want the Perfect Body.
Yeah. And the guy got the calves.
I forgot. I just think the dude who was in high school who was going to Notre Dame to be an O-lineman.
He was like doing steroids, right?
No, I don't think so. Okay. He was just so committed, and then 10, 15 years later, I remember I kind of loosely followed his career. Dude's been like a 15-year veteran in the NFL.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So
like
he
he
achieved
did
it.
it.
Wow.
And the other person on there, I don't remember the Cav one, but it was a female bodybuilder.
Okay.
Who later you find out Nick Mangold, the former center for the New York Jets, it was his sister.
Oh, wow.
Who basically looks like Nick Mangold in a wig.
Yeah.
But she was...
Back to the gigantism thing. I'm turned on by a female bodybuilder. I love it.
Really?
I think it's so hot.
Oh my god!
I don't know why.
I can't do it,
Dude, I
don't know
kind of
why.
am too.
I just want to be squished. I just want to be pummeled.
How big are you going?
I want to be pummeled. I like it when they've done so much steroids that their genitals change.
Oh, no, I don't.
It starts doing
They start
stuff.
to grow a dick.
Yeah,
They're
but
like,
what
this
about-
clit looks weirdly suspicious.
That thing could penetrate me, and I like it.
If they get like when they don't have a neck anymore, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
something about that's just different.
And then the fake tits, like bolted on top of all of that.
Bolted.
It's like it's just so
It's screwed on.
Because as a kid, actually, this comes from when I was a kid. My brother used to read Muscle and Fitness magazine, and I remember the swimsuit issue.
you used to whack
and I would
off
whack
to it.
off to that,
Oh,
and I'd
God.
have so many confusing feelings of like, how do these women
Yeah.
have bigger muscles than my dad, but the tits are amazing, and they're in heels. Like, how are they deadlifting in those heels? Like, somebody's gonna get an injury.
It'll affect you as you get older.
Yeah.
My father, he used to have well, I don't know if it was his or not, but we found because we had a party house, like there was always lots of people over when I was younger, but we found a old porno one time in like the attic, and it was a pregnant women.
Oh yeah. I'm into that too.
It was crazy
Because it's a threesome
And then
automatically.
I don't know why
Yeah,
my
hey,
whole
hell
life
yeah.
I'm flirting with pregnant women. Like it's just a thing.
Well, they're very maternal. Like
Threesome.
maybe you want to be like mothered a little bit.
Yeah, I think they got a glow to them. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
There's something about it.
That's so funny, dude. So is that the craziest one that you've ever seen or filmed?
Staten Island
That
girl?
Staten Island one?
Probably.
This is so. I know.
Yeah,
you know,
I
this
didn't-
is so interesting.
I
to
didn't
me.
think about this. The craziest thing I ever filmed was not true life, but I was hired to do a documentary film shoot with a church group from Atlanta, Georgia, a week after the Haiti earthquake.
Okay.
They wanted to go do like relief work or whatever in Haiti, and they wanted somebody to film them. And I go, and you're literally like, we're sleeping in a driveway among the stench of like rotting corpses.
Yeah, Haiti's
because
crazy.
the corpses were still inside buildings, and it's so hot.
Oh,
and you
shit.
smell it. And from moment one, I could tell the leader of this group didn't like me because this is like the guy who ran it was personal friends with Jesse Jackson and had worked with Martin Luther King. Like, this was a black church, and the guy's like, why'd you hire? He literally asked the person who hired
what's
me.
wrong with you?
They're like, why did you hire him? Aren't there enough young black
Wow.
black people that could have had this job? So I had to like win him over. And then as the week goes on, I learn some people are here to do good work, but many other people are here to just like hustle government contracts, like through the guise of church work. And then the few hustlers on the crew, we couldn't get into Haiti right away. We're there like on what's the DR on the DR side, and we're staying in the main city of DR. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like 2 years sober, trying to live like be a good guy, you know?
Yeah.
And they're all like, we're going out. We're in Santo Domingo, DR. We're going to go out. Several of them, we stay at this no-tell motel where you drive into a garage and you check into your room anonymously. My room has mirrors on every surface. There's a dentist chair.
No-tell motel. That's a cuck
Dentist
chair right
chair?
there.
I think it's to examine whatever woman you decide to invite over.
Wow.
And all like several of the dudes got girls from the brothel and brought them back there. And I'm like, this is insane that I'm like here for this like
Humanitarian.
humanitarian trip. It's a crisis.
Yeah.
And these guys are like, let's fuck. and they're all married. These are like married dudes.
Were they car salesmen?
Basically.
Yeah.
But they
car
were
salesmen
hilarious.
love hookers.
I think they were ex-military. They knew they had seen how private companies can make a lot of money during crises.
Oh, dude.
So they're
Plus-
like, let's convince this guy to bring us down there for church, but really let's try to like sell tents is what I think they were
and
trying to do.
military dudes know how to get hookers.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
they're good.
Yeah.
It's
Dude,
like,
yeah, that like fraud and waste is so massive when it comes to crisis.
Yeah.
Dude, I've heard stories about the amount of like waste that from like 20 years in the Middle East, like we left as in the United States, you know, not me, I wasn't there, but like tanks. We're talking about, I heard this story from this military contractor. The two dudes go there and we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars that these companies are being given, billions, you know? And this one was like these Humvees or whatever for the Middle East terrain. They ship thousands of them down there and then realize that they don't work in this terrain. They're like, these are not the right vehicles at all. We can't use these. So if you go to the Middle East now, I'm sure they're all stripped down.
Right.
But he always goes, there's fields of thousands and thousands of military vehicles that are just, we left there.
Yeah, it's cheaper to leave it than ship it back. Yeah.
And dude, every time I'm in DR, it's a crisis. I mean, I was just in Amber Cove. Have you been there? People are living in metal shack. They just build shit and live in it. And it's insane. And dude, you go on Tinder, it's all hookers. And I'm terrified. I'm like, I feel like they'll kill you. Like, you're in DR. Easy place to get killed. They wouldn't even let us go around at night in Amber Cove. Like, they have like guys with machine guns in front of Haiti. Right now, Haiti's like insane. It had to be crazy.
At the border, we crossed the border in like the middle of the night, and it's we're surrounded by Haitian military dudes with like AKs. And
are they there to protect you or protect? Or just to keep an eye on you?
Checking in who's coming and who's going, because it's literally some mountain road on the border of DR and Haiti, and they don't like each other. So like there's like vibes, and I think they had to literally bribe our way in. And they're like, why are you coming to Haiti right now? And they're like, oh, we're here to help. And they're like, we don't believe that, you know? And
why do you got a truck full of tents? What are you selling them for $100 a pop?
Right.
And bro, those kids will scratch you for money. You got to physically run away from them.
Yeah.
It's insane, dude.
Yeah.
Damn. We need Trump down there throwing rolls of paper towels. Do you remember that? Dude, that's still one of the funniest things like he ever did, dude.
Good form.
Dude,
I love the people of Puerto Rico. And he's throwing paper towels. And I was like, dude, this guy's going to be a president for 50 years.
Oh, yeah. I think you're right.
Dude, it's the best entertainment. I mean, Biden never came on. But his was funny, like the mumbling shit.
Yeah.
But I always love when we got a funny president.
I mean, it's all bullshit. Like Cory Booker, I don't know when this comes out, but he did this like mega filibuster yesterday, and all the nerds on the internet are like, this is amazing, Cory Booker. I'm like, he doesn't care. This is an audition for him. He's I want to be your president. Let me show you that I can talk for all this time. It's like, nobody's going to save us except for us.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, if we don't realize that these people do not give a shit about any of us as individuals, we're just going to keep like...
Dude, there's a reason why Congress refuses to put term limits on themselves, and why they have not banned stock trading for themselves.
Yeah.
Like all these people who make $150,000 a year, when they come into office and then 4 years later they have net worths of $20 million.
Yeah.
You're like, where's that money coming from, dude?
Is this a rumor, like fake TikTok bullshit? Because I never know how to separate real news, but is Trump really trying to run for a third term? Like, could they pull that off?
Yeah, because that's what he was basically going for when he was already president, or with the election stuff. Like there's like a lot of scheming with his military advisors and all these different people. He's looking for the loopholes of how he could get that.
He loves a good loophole. Businessmen love loopholes.
I'll say this. I really don't think that will be a reality. I think that, I mean, you saw it. You saw the way that, even though there was a little kermutzen or whatever you want to call it, around the end of the first term, still left peacefully. There was still a peaceful transition of power. I really don't think that that will happen. Now, I did see one thing, which I wouldn't put maybe past them, is like, say if J.D. Vance ran and Trump is like, I'm not going to be the president, but I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. Almost like, and
puppet master
kind of thing. Yeah. Which, to be fair, is kind of maybe what Obama was doing with Biden.
Right. Yeah.
That whole time.
Right. Everybody does it.
You
help somebody get in, you wash my back, whatever that fucking saying is. And
you wash mine, I wash yours.
It'll be JD, right? And then it's going to be Elon Musk, and we'll be in full idiocracy.
Dude, he won't be allowed. He'll never be allowed. because
they'll change the rule.
No, dude. No, they. I remember they tried to change the rule once. There was talk about it when Arnold Schwarzenegger was very popular.
Yeah,
like among everybody, and they were like, "No, absolutely not." And now you look back, you go, "Actually, this is probably a good thing.
That would have been good.
Is a good thing."
And we're
that
such morons.
You can't let.
We're just like, we want a movie star.
Yeah.
You know, like, like everybody's like, yeah, The Rock. I want The Rock as my president.
One side's like,
he's
we want.
He's falling down a deep, deep hole now.
Yeah,
wow,
so
what's going on with The Rock?
Oh yeah, dude. When he did the whole, I think once you have enough money, you have so much fame, so much success that you're walking on a tightrope of people constantly being like, hey, you have so much influence. Look at this thing we found from 25 years ago. Right. It's either blackmail, it's either, things that they have on you.
Yeah.
The weird thing with him when the Maui fires happened, him and Oprah came out and they were like, please give us money. And we were like, dude, you have two extremely wealthy people begging you for dollars.
Yeah. Wait, did they want money for themselves?
For the fires, but they're like, send it to our charities and we'll give it. And it's like,
tax
I
write-off.
like it. That was the first thing. And now.
And Moana 2 sucked, so fuck The Rock.
Fuck The Rock.
Did you guys try to watch it? Do you watch kids' movies? You don't have kids.
I was done with The Rock.
I have nieces, so I watch a little bit.
After like the 15th Rock movie, I was done. The one I liked was that the one with Wahlberg and The Rock. That was like the good one.
Oh, that was great. Dude, you would connect with that.
Yeah.
You would love that one.
Dude, The Rock's story, though, how he got into acting is pretty cool. Like, he worked like 2 jobs for a whole year, saved every dime, and dropped $30,000 and paid for his own short movie.
I thought you were going to say he worked 2 jobs. One was he was a megastar for the WWE.
All he had to do was be the most popular wrestler of all time.
Yes,
and then,
so this is before wrestling. Oh, interesting. Good for him.
It is interesting. Are you a wrestling fan at all?
I'm aware of a lot of it. I'm not a fan.
I'm the same. I was a fan when I was younger, but it is pretty cool that you have The Rock and John Cena, who are probably 2 of the biggest names in wrestling, maybe in history, definitely right now. Both of them almost got fired because their first characters were so bad. Oh yeah, they were so hated. Like,
wait,
the
who
fans
was The
did
Rock
not
before
connect.
he was The Rock?
They tried to do, like, I forget, it was like the Samoan Warrior.
I was going to ask
something
if it was
like
racial, if it was like the Snake Man or
and they were like, people hated it, so they did a rebrand, and then it was like the People's Champ, and it was just
cool.
They kind of let him be him. And then the same with John Cena. John Cena was kind of this like tough guy or whatever, and he started rapping. He would do freestyles on the bus.
Yeah.
And the story is Stephanie McMahon was like, "Hey, you should try that tonight." And he was like, "Okay."
And now he's rapping on commercials for life insurance. What was it? I just literally last night. It's a commercial where the lady says his catchphrase. She's like, "You can't see me," or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's for face lotion. That's what it is.
Oh my God.
Neutrogena.
Yes.
Right? I just saw this.
Yeah. And he goes, "Oh, you can't say that's my catchphrase." And then this song comes on, and I said to my wife, I'm like, does he have songs? Like, was that his song? So thank you for clearing that up. I was like, I literally didn't know he rapped.
Bro.
He would do these freestyles and like insult the other, and people loved it.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, bro. You cannot say his catchphrase, "You can't see me," for a life insurance thing. Like, it's like, bro, that is so wrong.
Buy our life insurance. You can't see me when it matters.
Austin 316. What was his name? I forgot.
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold,
Yeah.
bro. He was another one. They changed his character. He got big.
Oh,
and
really?
Dude, he was huge. I don't know. You're younger than me, so I don't know if you remember.
Texas Rattlesnake.
Dude, no, the stunner, bro. I know you dealt with it because we're probably the same age. Bro, everybody's getting stunned in school.
Playground wrestling is so dangerous. Like the Triple H one too. What is that one?
This one where you go down,
or the Undertaker, you flip him over and drop to your knees.
The tombstone.
Yeah,
a bunch of people
break your fucking
just 6-year-old necks breaking.
Just like multiple paraplegics in elementary schools all around the country.
Everybody getting stunned.
Yeah.
Boom! You see their books going.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. I actually think hearing how savvy the WWE is with changing brands, maybe it's good that Linda McMahon is running the Department of Education. Maybe she actually will turn things around.
She's going to get a lot of those moves into the middle schools and be like, this is the way you do it.
Yeah.
How did they get a wrestling, like, that's crazy.
It's insane.
We don't have other people to pick from.
Have you guys done Fairfield Comedy Circle at all?
Actually, where's it at?
It's in Fairfield, Connecticut.
Oh, yeah.
Drove
I
up
did once.
Drove up there.
Where's Fairfield? It's in Fairfield. Oh, of course.
I drove
I
up
don't know
there.
geography. You should know this by now.
And on the drive, you pass the WWE building,
yeah.
and I opened. I thought this was going to be hilarious. I was like, "Oh, it's pretty cool driving up here." You know, drove right past the new Department of Education, and they were just like, "What?" Like, so then I did the thing
bro,
where
it's a great joke.
I spelled out what
You're
I was saying.
explaining it, and they're still like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay."
Yeah.
I had no clue that it's in Connecticut. I need to go. I got to visit it. I used
it's
to be
in
a huge
Stamford.
wrestling food.
It's
Wow.
weird how that's there, Bristol, Connecticut, with ESPN.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got a lot of big businesses in
I think
Connecticut.
it's good for tax reasons, maybe.
Aren't all those fucking bullshit shows in Connecticut? I did a paid audience member on like Jerry Springer or Maury Poe. I think it was.
Oh, it's Stanford. Yeah,
Yeah,
some of
yeah,
the shows
those are all
in
filmed
Stanford.
there, too.
Yeah.
Dude, I did one where they guessed the father. I forgot who it was, but it was one of them. And it's like $50 for the full day. They pick you up in a bus.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting next to a girl, and she goes, "Yeah, I was actually on this show like 5 years ago." She's telling me, and you could tell something's wrong with the girl.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, yeah." I was like, yeah, I think I see. I'm just playing around, you know? She's like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "Remind me, what was it about?" And she goes, "Well, I was married at the time, and we did the pregnancy test, and they said he wasn't the father, but she's like, for sure, I never did anything with anybody else." And then, dude, you know, a lot of those fucking pregnancy tests weren't true. They just did that for attention on that.
Yeah, they probably sign a release that says this may not be an accurate.
Right.
Yeah.
And they got divorced over this shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I love. Have you done a lot of work like that? Have you done background work at all?
Oh, yeah.
Like in those environments, you really do meet people who don't want a fucking real job. You meet people at the end of their rope and they're just like doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we're all making next to $0. And
Yeah.
$100 a day
And
to just
it's like-
stand around.
They don't want nothing to do with anything even close to a job. They won't even pack a lunch. Like, it's,
and there's the lifers too. They're like, oh,
yeah.
I know how to sneak over and get the real craft services. Like we only get energy
dude.
bars over here, but I know
yeah,
a guy
they know
over
the
there.
secret.
You want some soup? You want a sandwich?
They start showing you pictures of the shit they were on.
Oh, dude.
It's like you see Pacino in the background.
Yeah.
Like, that's me, dude.
Yeah.
Pacino rubbed my elbow.
Yeah, Pacino's a cool guy. You didn't talk to him, motherfucker.
I met a guy who would bring a hammock on every shoot,
What?
and he would set up his hammock in like different areas, and he knew how to like be close enough but far enough away that nobody would care that he was sleeping. I'm just like, dude, like just get a job.
When it
Like,
came to me with background, I got so lucky because I did like I was like, I'm gonna do this full time. I didn't want to work either. I was like,
yeah, no, I mean,
and
we're comics. I
Yeah,
don't want
So-
a real job.
everyone I signed up for, I didn't know how to pick them or whatever. I don't know because you know, like Law and Order, you're in and out. But
Yeah.
all mine in the beginning were bullshit beginning things too. It was like 12-hour days,
Yeah.
like deep in the Bronx or
Yep.
some shit, and you're clapping in a gym for fucking 12 hours
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah.
And it just made me quit. I was like, and back then the pay was like $68. Dude, I had the work. Comedians and actors have the worst jobs. You ever do any catering jobs?
No.
Yeah,
I
that's
work
another-
fast food, but not catering.
A catering job's another $68 job. It's like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get your paycheck, you're like, bro, I'm not. You have to go to one place, get the jacket, like a special white coat they make you wear,
yeah.
right? You have to give $100 deposit for the coat, right?
Yeah.
And then you wear it and do it. It's like if you get a stain on the jacket, they deduct your pay. It's like,
Yeah, so you're paying $30 to go do catering.
dude, it's
It
insane.
cost me $70
Yeah.
to get here today.
And for me, I had a problem with background work because like I think the last time I did it was 2 or 3 summers ago. So I'm like a 42-year-old man on a TV set for Maisel, Marvel's
yeah, yeah.
Maisel, and I'm getting screamed at by what I perceive to be 15-year-old children.
Right, yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, get over here. No, you can't eat yet. Get out of
I
that
hate
line.
that.
Go to that line. Why aren't you in your suit? Like all this shit. I'm like, what am I doing to myself? Like I'm a grown up. I've directed shit. Why am I even here? Like what the fuck? Like
Just a little taste of fame, dude. That's what we all want.
oh my
Well, then
god.
you see them talk to the SAG people, and they're like, "Excuse me,
Yeah.
goddess, can
Yes.
you come this way?
yeah.
Eat your caviar, please."
Sir, it's time for you to enter the blowjob room.
You ready to get flubbed?
One of these non-union fucks are gonna blow you now.
Yeah, they're like, Patrick, where are you?
On your knees if you want lunch.
Yeah, and here, take these apples and peanut butter.
It's sausages. Open up.
Oh my God.
Did you ever talk to some of these people? These like, I just think the difference between like talking and hanging with comics all the time, and then you go and talk with like people who are legitimately like, I only want to be an actor.
Yeah. Because you're killing so much time.
Yeah.
And you meet, and so many of them have all done stand up already. They all say, "Oh yeah, I tried that back in '91 or whatever."
Yeah, you're like, I did a couple open mics.
Or there's the ones that brag about, like you said, the shows they've been on, but it's all background work for decades. Like, yeah, it's I don't want to call anybody pathetic, because like a lot of people call me pathetic for like trying to be a stand-up comedian, right. But like, yeah, it's sad.
Background, it's like you have no end goal, because it's like you don't want to be an, like if you want to be an actor, you don't want to do background. Like right. People don't realize, like 1 in every 10 million can get lucky. I know one guy that got lucky, but I know 1 out of like 3,000 entertainers.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you got to just go do plays and short films, right. I assume, right?
Yeah.
Or just make an Instagram video.
Have a huge following.
Oh, I thought you were going to say huge ass.
Have a huge dick, you know?
Brazilian butt lift and a nice smile.
Good to go.
That was the, I asked that because I think it was Dan Soder. I heard him tell this story on a pod where when he was filming Billions, you know? He said, he was like, the difference between talking with comics all day and then talking with these actors, he almost had to like code switch every time he went to set, because he was on this bus, they're going, and this guy in front of him had like a little notebook and he was writing in it, and he like, what are you doing over there? He was like, oh, just working on some poetry. And Soder was like, poetry? What the fuck are you doing? And he was like, oh shit, I gotta tone it down, dude. These are not my people.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the comments. Another white guy stealing our culture code.
Code switching? That's I don't know. Can't call it that.
Shit. Oh, yeah, shit. Dude. It's like when I talk to cruise ship comics, I feel like I got a code switch. I gotta be like, yeah, comedy sucks.
Yeah. Is nobody happy on the cruises?
No. Well, maybe you get 1 or 2 very rarely, but for the most part, no. I know a couple comics, but the ones that are happy on the cruises, they also get work off the cruises, you know.
You tell me if you've ever met someone like me on one of your cruises, because as a former drunk, I loved a cruise, because you go on, it's just boozes everywhere, and I would sneak. I remember one trip I took a old bottle of Listerine and I filled it with Jack Daniels.
Nice.
And I
like, why is it brown? You're like, it's the special kind.
It's the good kind. That's how you know it's working. And I was obsessed with befriending all the staff on the cruises, and I got cozy with a blackjack dealer, and she told me where the cruise staff parties. So we went to I did not. I was like harassing this woman for several nights on end, and she finally gave in and told me where the crew hangs out. And did you attend any of these?
I went to every crew party. I can't believe they snuck you in, bro. Yeah. Do you realize how big of a problem that would have been if she got busted?
Yeah.
She would have been sent to her country. Her kids would have been hungry.
She was Russian, And this was Carnival. I hear that Carnival there's like...
Well, Carnival, they're a very black and white business, like as in like they wrote the rules down, blanketed across every platform, because they own like 10 cruise lines.
Yeah.
So it's like some of the rules, it's like it's easy to have a gray area, because you're like, obviously this don't work for this ship, but they're so quick to fire somebody and just send them away. These people are scared. I work for Carnival, and just when I walk, like I dress nice in a suit when I go on stage. So I look like I might be a boss. The boss is dressed in suits on shows.
Right.
And I remember walking, and these guys would be like, no, I'm sorry. They'd get all scared because they wouldn't be working. They'd be on their phone. And I'd be like, it's okay. And dude, I couldn't even calm them down. They're like, my family emergency. And it's like, dude, I'm a comedian. I don't give a fuck.
You're not the Gestapo.
Yeah. And it's that type of life, man. But those crew parties are wild. You know, those drinks are 98 cents.
Yeah.
Wow. It's insane. And they get wild in the crew party.
Yeah, it was in the back of the boat on like a lower deck or something. It was some like deck that it was hard to get to, but it was outside. And I remember her saying like, you really shouldn't be here. Don't get me in trouble.
Wait, now was there a bar there?
No, this was like people hanging out in the dark.
And they were smoking.
Probably, yeah.
She just brought you to the smoking area. How funny. What a Russian bitch. Oh my God. In my crunchy. Yeah, she brought you to the smoking area. No, the crew bar is like a bar with a pool table, dartboard, TVs, PlayStation.
So it's cool. That's an indoor.
They're doing
separate
karaoke.
Oh,
yeah.
that's fun.
It's my favorite thing about cruises is playing pool with Filipinos and Nigerians because they love pool. They're always playing. And they're just so fun to play with. Like, if you're playing pool against a Nigerian, you're playing against all his friends because they're a team sport effort.
Yeah.
And, dude, it's just a blast. And they do karaoke, you know. To me, it's the funniest thing in the world. I hope this doesn't get me, like, I don't want to sound right. It's just, it's humorous. I'm friends with everybody. But something funny, anytime somebody mispronounces a word, I crack up.
Yeah.
So when, like, you're singing Elvis or something and you can't say it, it just cracks me up. Like, they'll be all into it. Rub me tender, you know. I just
Play
love
Irvis.
It. Yeah.
Like, I don't know, dude.
But they're the coolest fucking people. The cruise ship workers are cool as hell. They're so respectful, so polite.
I love boat life. I love island life, boat life. That's great.
Where you're from? Are you from Long Island?
No, I'm from the Hudson Valley, upstate New York. But yeah, I went to college in Long Island.
Probably seen a lot of nose jobs.
Yeah.
Dude, a lot of good people out there. Good people on both sides.
Yeah.
They're Long Island's great. When did you? I want to talk about this. When did you got sober? You said what year?
2008. And I was in Long Island from 99 to 03. I went to Long Island University, CW Post. I was thinking about Huntington. One of the first times I was ever in Huntington was in a limousine. One of my rich new friends from Long Island University was like, hey, let's all get tickets to the Limp Bizkit show at Nassau Coliseum.
Hell yeah, dude.
We'll get in a limo. Come pick me up out in Huntington. We go to the show. We all get... Actually, this was before I started drinking. I didn't drink in college for the first 6 weeks. I started drinking freshman year of college. Wow. Within that first year, I was already in trouble with cops all the time. So yeah, Huntington was the limo to the,
what made you quit drinking? Everybody's got one final rock. You think it's your rock bottom, then you have it.
Yeah, my rock bottom was about a year long. A lot of cops. A lot of. I wanted to marry this girl. I was going to marry this one girl from Wantagh. Actually, we were living in Williamsburg, Brooklyn together. I really wanted to marry her. Wanted to make it work. She liked me at first because I was a fun party guy.
They always do.
She realized, fun for him means like sometimes he wants to harm me, possibly.
And piss on the
floor. And I quit to save that relationship.
Wow, dude, that was a blessing, even though it didn't work out.
No, she saved my life. She saved my life 100%. She has 3 fucking kids now, which is crazy, which I know from Facebook stalking her. No, I owe her and my brother, actually. And actually, I'll share the specific story was that we were in Italy for a romantic trip and for a drunk romantic trip.
What part of Italy? I love Italy.
We were in Rome, Venice, and Florence.
That's beautiful, dude. You really did it.
Yeah, Venice. Well, really did it. 10-day trip, second night in Venice. I broke up with her on the border of the Grand Canal because we went out drinking. I love dive bars. We go to this dive bar. I'm drinking hard with these 2 guys, and she's like, I don't feel safe.
Right,
and
the Italians were probably flirting with her.
Yeah. She's like, I don't feel safe, and that pissed me off that she wanted to leave because I wanted to hang out and drink with Mario and Luigi over here.
Yeah, we're making friends, babe.
Yeah. So anyway, she ditches me, and I start following her, and I'm like taking weird pictures of her from behind. I'm like verbally fucking with her. It's the alcohol, though.
Yeah. Man, in the moment, you're like, "This is actually really brilliant."
Yeah, I almost murdered somebody. I got drunk one time.
Dude, I told her that you don't like the way I drink because your dad couldn't do it successfully. her dad died from fucking drinking.
So I was my God!
You went really hard.
Yeah. So she locks me out of the hotel, but one of my symptoms of my alcoholism is that I would climb. I was obsessed with climbing buildings.
Dude, you're a fucking maniac. Yes, I wish I would have knew you when I had problems.
Dude, it was horrible. I tried to climb the hotel because they have all those bars on European hotels. So she lets me in because she doesn't want the polizia to come or whatever.
And they don't give a fuck in Italy. They're just arresting you.
They should. That's the thing about my 9 years of drinking is that anytime I got in trouble, I was never actually held accountable. Like I spent the night in jail. I had legal repercussions, but people white people bitch about like, oh, white privilege, that's not real. No, it's fucking real because I have talked myself out of so many situations. I've avoided real consequences so many times. Bro. And yeah, in Italy, hey,
give yourself some credit, man. You're probably just a good orator, you know,
a good
there
is something to be said about it. Dude, I got pulled over with 2 ounces of Coke bagged up. My friend left in my car by mistake.
Yeah.
And I got let go. But the cop didn't search the car, but I was drunk driving. Like I was buzzing. I wasn't drunk, but I just left the bar. I had like 3 drinks. I'm sure he smelled it on my breath. He seen me leave the bar. I went directly across the street. He pulls me over. He's like, you ran a stop sign. Were you at the bar? And I was honest. I was like, yeah. I was like, I had 2 beers. I ate. I was there for a few hours. I was like, I'll do a sobriety test because I was taking ballet dance class. I was like, I'll kill this.
Oh, yeah.
Test.
You got great balance.
I was in Taekwondo too. It's like, you ain't ready for this shit. And
he's like, let's just skip it. Why don't you blow into this? And you're like, I'd rather do the walk on the line thing.
He let me go. And I was freaking out in my mind because I knew the drugs were in my car. That's why I rolled the stop sign. I'm texting my buddy. Like, I left the bar because he goes, hey, bro, can you bring that to my house? And I should have just been like, no, fuck you. Like, I'm throwing this shit in the trash. That's crazy. Fucked up. But he didn't have a car. And what do you call? Yeah, I got pulled over with it. But either way, he didn't search my car or anything. I feel like that had to do with, because I had alcohol in my breath and the dude let me go.
But you don't present as white, though, to me. You're Italian?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the kind of Italian, like, so there's a couple women on Real Housewives. Sorry, this is the glue that keeps my marriage together. Yes. There's a couple women on Housewives that are Italian women, but I'd make the same joke to my wife. I'm like, that's an African-American woman right there. Like, that lady looks black to me.
Well, you know, I grew up with all black people. My best friend my whole life is a black dude, and you know, I went to an all black school.
Curly hair, something about that.
Yeah,
maybe?
well, my mother's from Sicily.
Well, I was gonna say it's an old racist stereotype that they're all from North Africa, Sicily. You know.
Talking about privilege, my second cruise on Carnival with my buddies, it was all guys trip. We just got fucked up the whole time. That was the one where I ended up at the smoking deck. On JetBlue flight back, I got on the plane, picked up the phone to make the announcements. I was like, hey, everybody, it's karaoke time. Who wants to party? I kill with the stewardesses or the flight attendants. They die laughing. They think I'm hilarious. And I'm like, they're like, you can't do that. They hang it up. I'm like, can I check out the cockpit? They're like, yeah, sure, check it out. I go into the cockpit. Wow. I have selfies from the cockpit with the pilots. And this is post 9/11. And I'm
so good.
I reek of tequila and booze and smoke. And they're just like, this guy's fun. And I'm like, I know this is wrong in the moment.
Like, he's not going to be a problem at all once we get in the air.
Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, all those seats are open in the back. Can I just sleep back there? They're like, yeah, come on back. This lady shows me a row that's empty, and I slept horizontally all the way back to New York. Funny. And I'm like, that's fucking wrong. That like I can just waltz through life like that.
Well, you know, with you, I don't think it's oh, this is a white guy, because there's white guys that you don't trust. Like, you're just like, oh, their shoes are untied or something, like laces all long. You're like, I ain't trusting this one.
Yeah.
But you'd be like what people would pick out to be like a great criminal. Like, you could easily rob places. You're trustworthy.
Or there's like bodies in the basement. Right. Like, his wife is missing. Like,
you'd be a good con artist. Like, you could definitely, I feel like you could definitely, I get the vibe, like defraud a nice elderly woman whose husband passed away and be like, listen, I'm in love with you.
Just sign the house over to me.
We're going to take care. I'm going to take care of your kids once you go. Do not worry. I got a lot of investments. We're going to triple this $2 million, and it's going to be 6 or 7 by the time I'm done with it.
I'm on board. If you guys can coach me on how to do that, let's do it.
I just went to my first AA meeting. My sister made me go. I've been drinking. I've been waking up in people's yards since I was like 15 years old. I've had a problem drinking. I think my brother got me drunk when I was like 11 years old. My brother and my older friend.
That sounds very Sicilian.
Yeah. And dude, I moved out, dropped out of school and moved out at 17. So I had no guidance, just pounding alcohol every day. Everybody's partying at my house. And dude, I'm looking back. I'm like, dude, it's been 20 years now. I've been getting blackout drunk. I'm like, maybe I do have a fucking problem.
When did you go? Recently?
I went like 3 weeks ago. And then, you know, it's funny.
Well, let's go, man. I'll go.
I love one. There's one comics go to I want to go to. It's like on over by the Jimmy Fallon thing or something.
Oh, okay.
Somebody told me about.
Any chance to network, you know? Tom's like, well.
You know what's funny though with the AA? I was all about it. I loved it. I'm like, oh, this is great, you know. And my thing with drinking is I have it under control every 3 months.
Yeah.
I'm good. Major mistake that alters the course of my life, and then don't drink for 3 months, and then again. So, but I go to this AA meeting, and I'm like, this was like my rock bottom because I almost got shot in Pittsburgh. I'm making out with this dude's wife.
Yeah.
We did the Pittsburgh Improv. We hit an after party afterwards. Dude, I'm like blackout drunk. I'm on camera screaming to people because somebody was like telling me, when you're drunk and somebody just tells you something and they're like, oh, it'd be funny.
Yeah.
I had somebody in my ear. These Italian people love to fucking bust balls and they'll make you look like an asshole. So he's telling me, tell him, mobster, tell him I kill motherfuckers. And I'm all drunk. I kill motherfuckers. I'm just drunk, you know?
Dude.
And then I'm kissing this dude's wife. He pulls a fucking gun out on me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm that drunk, dude.
Yeah.
I'm posting pictures of me kissing his wife and tagging her in it on Instagram, dude. And it was so bad that it was insane. The next day I was like, I did that. All that really happened. Like, And then I'm like, and then and then you were at a strip club. I'm like, no, I did. That would be crazy.
So here's the thing about drinking. Like the climbing is true for me. Like I climbed the water tower in my hometown. I climbed every building at that school I went to. I've climbed like you hear about people falling on the train tracks and stuff. Like I've climbed. If I died from the climbing stuff, I always say like that would have been an alcoholic death. And like if you got shot because you were drunkenly fucking with this lady, like you didn't die from a gunshot, you died from drinking. In my opinion, you know.
That's actually a really good
that is
way to put it.
And to be fair, the lady was all about. She was enticing this shit.
Well, you're a cute young man,
and when you do good on stage, I appreciate that. It's a whole nother level.
Oh yeah, you're a rock star. Yeah,
you do good on stage, and it changes the game.
You are. I mean, I assume your audience knows you, but you are like one of the funniest comics I know or have ever seen.
Thank you, brother.
No, you are so fucking funny. So like. That will be a problem. I will predict that will be a problem for you for the rest of your life. Like, for real.
While drinking, yeah.
Well, in sobriety, too, I got to say, I've gotten into some dicey situations.
It's hard to say no.
I mean, like, I've been sober the whole 11 years of being a comic, but I've really come close to crazy stuff because of girls, basically.
I have two secrets with the road, because I've been doing the road, like, 12 years. Like, two secrets. Who I bring with me is very important because if you bring a partier, dude, you're fucking asking for problems. Yeah. I like to bring like a reserve, quiet, go back to a hotel, read the Bible type of And that's my thing. I could not go to one after party. It has to be. And I don't like drinking at the club I'm working at. Like,
or what about jerking off before you go out? Maybe if you get that load out.
Definitely.
Nah,
oh, yeah, that helps.
You know why, dude? I have a problem. I'm a fucking addict. Like, if I kill on stage and I get that high, I'm going for it more. Like, now I'm going to still try to score. For me, it's about the chase. If I'm out at the bar, I'm trying to score. I'm single. Like, if I was in a relationship, it's different, you know?
Well, something I'll share is that, like, I do think comedy is a thrill-seeking behavior, and you're clearly attracted and addicted to that. In sobriety, I'm able to chase those thrills in a safe, healthy, consensual way. Like, you can go have a great show and go have like some exciting, adventurous, sexual escapade or whatever, as long as it's consensual and healthy and like you're on the up and up about it. Like, there is lots of fun to still be had, even if you do get sober and stay sober. If you decide to go that way, like, it's not all over. It's not the end of fun for you. So,
you know what scares me about being sober is I would miss homemade wine too much. You know,
I mean, I guess my question is, what does homemade wine lead to in reality? Like, what?
Yeah,
at that 3 month
it can
mark,
lead to problems. That's the problem.
That's what they say, right? It's not the last drink. It's not the last good time. It's the last hangover.
Well, and they also say it ain't the caboose that kills you. So
I want to hear the rest of that Italy story though. Before we wrap.
Oh my god!
So you're climbing.
This is the closest I ever came to like domestic violence. I know this isn't fun. I know this isn't funny. So she didn't want the cops to come, so she let me in. So I was just so enraged that she was trying to end my good time in Italy. So I found her most beautiful piece of lingerie that I bought for her, and I blew my nose into it. And in the story I tell on stage about it, I say that it was a dress, and then I say that I'm ashamed to share this story, but in my defense, the dress did need a pop of color. No, so I blew my nose into it. I threw stuff everywhere. Like I just like tossed, like emptied the luggage and just like made a mess of the hotel room. And then I puked wine puke everywhere. So it looked like The Shining. Like it's just red fucking puke everywhere.
Oh my God.
And then I crashed on the bed. I did verbally abuse her until I passed out, and then I woke up and she was on the phone with Virgin Airlines to fly back alone without me.
Wow.
On this is day 2 of a trip to Italy. And like always, I talked my way out of it. I begged her. I told her I'd never drink again, which worked. She stayed. I didn't drink for the rest of the trip, but then the night I get back to New York City, my buddies are like, hey, we're going to go to Citi Field for the Mets game. Come meet up. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go. I'll be home early. I'm not going to drink. And I get there and I told those guys, I'm like, hey, quit drinking in Italy. And they're like, oh, cool. You can have one. And I was like, yeah, of course I can have one.
Oh, yeah.
Which led to all of us drunk driving into Manhattan. And
one of the Mets games, 36 ounces.
Yeah.
God damn.
So that was my last night, because that was like I had experienced that so many times in that year previous, where I'd be like, "All right, I'm quitting for real. I'm quitting. I'm quitting."
You know,
so that was the last one. The Mets game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shea, and it was Shea Stadium. Actually, before Citi Field, it was the last season of Shea Stadium. I think.
Wow.
How many years did she deal with the drunkenness?
We were only together 2 years. It was March 06, March 07. I met her. March 08, we moved in together. March 09, we broke up.
Wow.
It was like a very tight 2-year like roller coaster. And yeah, it's
How was the relationship after you stopped drinking?
not good because I didn't go to meetings. I went to therapy. I always had a bias toward meetings because I grew up, my dad went to some meetings when I was a kid and it did not work for him.
I thought you were going to say your dad was Irish.
Well, he was,
go to meetings.
No, it's just he didn't change, and I was like, well, fuck that. That doesn't work. And so I went to therapy once a week, and that guy helped me a lot. My life got better, but the relationship didn't, because he didn't teach me about how like you resent people when you like I for the first year I really felt like this woman took away my identity, because I was this fucking awesome party guy. Like I'm a legend, I'm a rock star, and she's taking this away from me. And I didn't, if I was going to meetings, I would have met other young dudes trying to save relationships, and I wasn't meeting anybody like that. So, it just didn't work out.
Yeah, dude, I went to my first meeting and they were like, yeah, this is anonymous, anything goes. And which I never knew it was like that. Like you could literally say anything and not get arrested. I asked her and she's like, well, and I was like, no, I didn't kill anybody. I said, but you know, I remember like being 17 and 18, my buddies and I guess we'd get drunk and go blow up all the cars in the neighborhood, and we wouldn't realize it. Like, you know, you put a rag in the gas tank and light it, the car blows up.
Yeah, things happen.
And
It's just like a fun way to do things.
We wouldn't even know. Like my buddy would wake up the next day like, bro, did I blow up that car? It'd be like 5 cars exploded in my neighborhood.
Holy shit.
All the cars in my driveway are mint.
How's the statute of limitations on this? I mean,
this is entertainment.
This is a long time ago.
Yeah. Plus, this is entertainment.
For that, probably 15 years, 10, 15 years.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We got somebody that knows. So that's cool. It was 20 years ago. I'm good.
Yeah.
And
the only ones that are, I mean, I think rape is like 15 years.
Wait, are you a lawyer?
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
I used to be a prosecutor,
wow.
in Massachusetts.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Cool.
And dude, you know, I was telling everything in this AA meeting, I guess. I was treating, like I'm saying all this bad shit I did. I'm like, you know, I can't think of what else, but I was like, you know, I'd get blackout drunk and this and that. And then anyways, I told him all this shit. I was like, you know, sometimes people would tell me I was pissed all over the floor and like I was screaming at people saying, I'm going to kill your mother. Like,
yeah.
And then they're like, well, we want you to come back. And then I got a cold sore. So I was more embarrassed of the cold sore than all that fucked up shit I did.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
You know, but
where do you live?
I'm in Hell's Kitchen. I got an AA place right by my house, and it's cool. It's like on 48th. But the thing that scares me with drinking is honestly, I never want to think about not having another drink. I know it just sounds crazy.
Well, that's why they say just for today, you know? Like, can you not drink today?
We'll see what happens.
Oh, that's pretty good.
You got a long day ahead of your podcast.
So. Well, yeah, we're pretty busy, so you know that'll keep you off the sauce.
According to my calendar, like my drinking's like women's menstrual cycles. Like I know, coming up on that 3 months, I got to be very careful.
Yeah.
The only time I stop drinking is to lose weight. That's really it. Everything else is.
That's when I start putting it on though, because now I eat ice cream like I drank.
Dude, I'll eat a whole pint of ice cream in a night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you got that addictive.
sugar.
Alcoholics always have to, like, seltzers was my go-to when I quit drinking. Yeah. You know, I tried quitting drinking 35 times.
Yeah.
I quit things before. I used to be on Xanax for like 10 years. I don't remember my 20s, but I quit that.
How old are you now?
39.
Good for you, man. You're always gonna have like a boyish youth to you.
I hope so. If I quit drinking.
Yeah, actually, you need to quit. That's if you stay quit.
Yeah, but you know.
Well, I feel like we're winding up. I want to make sure I say a couple things because we're speaking of drinking. I've got this special coming out that I shot at a 12-step convention. It was
nice, man.
In a recovery space. So it's all about my drinking story. It's called Qualification, which is, I don't know if you've been to enough meetings, but a qualification at a meeting is when you go up and you tell your story to the room. So you're telling them why you qualify to be there, basically. So the whole special is basically what my life was like before I quit and now what it's like afterwards.
Oh, that's good,
That's great, dude.
And those rooms are great. You're going to do a lot of those
shows. I can't wait to
shows.
watch your special, dude.
You should do those shows because they're the best crowds. It's all people who are in recovery. They've seen dark shit. They love to laugh. And I've done a bunch of them, and they were like, can you do this one? We don't have money this year, but do you want to do it? And I was like, yeah, if I can bring cameras. Yeah. I won't show the crowd, to help preserve
Keep it anonymous.
Yeah. And they let me, and it was a really fun show. It was one take, unfortunately, so there's like some flubs in there. But
I love that. Dude, I love the flubs when I watch comedy. Yeah. I don't want to see perfect. It's not how comedy should be taken in.
Yeah. So that's April 22nd. On,
where can people find it?
Amazon and Apple TV.
Hell yeah, dude.
Comedy Dynamics is putting it out. So I wanted to say that. And then for Boston reasons, I know you're not from Boston, but that's where we met.
Yeah.
We got this documentary about Tom Dustin coming out.
Oh, dude,
that I edited with and produced with Joe List. So like if Boston people are listening, please go see it. It's going to play in Lexington and also somewhere in Boston.
Yes.
And you can find those dates online.
Tom Dustin is one of maybe the funniest guy I've ever met, ever known.
Yeah.
That's so cool that you got to you spent time with him.
He was great.
Like doing the editing. Were you there with the filming too?
Yeah. And it turned into the same thing. It's a movie basically about drinking. Check it out.
I want to, before we wrap, and I know we're going to wrap here, I have one funny Tom Dustin story that I don't even know if it's true anymore. I would love for you to ask him.
Yeah.
Because I've just never, our relationship was like, we'd see each other at shows and be like, hey, Tom, you want to go up? And he'd be like, oh, okay. But it's like Boston legend at this point. Apparently they did, when he was like years and years ago, they did this benefit for sexual assault survivors. And they go up. He's the first comic up. And before they had, a dinner or whatever. And everybody wrote these like little nice things on these like patches of cloth. And then they quilted it all together and they hung it like up next to the stage. And apparently the way the story goes is Tom goes up there, it takes the mic. First thing he says, he goes, apparently if you get raped enough, they retire your jersey. Microphone cut, show over.
What?
I don't even know if it's true, but it is such a Boston legend. The story has been told so many times. Everyone's
hilarious.
like, this definitely happened.
Dude.
That's amazing. We have to ask him. I mean, send me this clip. I'll send him this part of the podcast.
He's one of the funniest guys ever. And that is a story that like, when you start comedy in Boston, within like the first 2 years, you're going to hear that story.
That's amazing.
And upset an audience in Boston, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You're really, I mean, that's like,
You got to come for their victims.
You got to be like, that's true. You got to come for, that makes perfect sense, bro.
Oh, man.
It is. That's exactly what it is.
And if you don't do it right, that will be the biggest Boston bombing since April 2012.
Yeah, I know,
Are you from Boston?
No, I'm from upstate New York. Not even upstate New York.
You said
Ulster
Hudson
County.
Valley.
You know, it's crazy. Every Irish guy that I meet in New York, I just assume they're from Boston. I don't know. It seems like a lot of Irish went there.
But yeah, you want to tell the people where they can find. I think this will be out next Wednesday, maybe.
We're April 25th in New York. It'll be at the Quad Cinema in the West Village, I guess that is. Eastville? I don't know. In the Village. And then, May 9th in a bunch of theaters around the country.
That's awesome.
Nice, dude.
And then
Congratulations.
Joe's going to like sell it on his website and stuff.
That's great.
Like probably in the summertime.
Dude, we got to have you back on. This was an awesome
yeah, man.
This
You
was
guys,
an awesome
this is
time.
so fun. I appreciate you letting
Hell
me
yeah,
come on.
bro. No, this
Absolutely.
is great, dude.
Or we can bring the mics to a meeting and watch Dom get sober.
We need to get, we should have somebody on that's just hammered.
Yeah, totally.
This is why Dom needs to
Every
quit.
up and down. Sometimes we drink on the pond. Sometimes we don't. We haven't in a while, actually. I don't think since you've been here we've drank on the pod, but those are always fun ones.
It's a slippery slope. I mean, because I definitely drank during work, and it's like it feels like, oh, I'm fucking doing my job and I get to drink.
This is what
and
win-win.
then you just start drinking too much. So,
it always ruins pods for me, man. I don't know if I got like a wet brain. I swear, one drink, I'm starting to feel it. You know, like I just.
Do you drink before you go on?
No, I treat comedy really serious. Like I don't even like to drink after.
So that's good. That's good because you won't have a problem with that. Because
I used to have a problem with that. That's why I don't do it no more.
Okay,
it's hard for me not to. Don't get me wrong.
I just feel for comics who have to get sober who have never performed sober. I'm just like, I don't even know how you would do that.
You know what made me do it? I got real drunk one time and a fan drove, and I don't even remember my set. It was like when I first started touring off my own fans versus like Comedy Zone bullshit.
Yeah.
So you don't want to let your real fans down. And dude, he took 2 buses, called off work, had a shirt made up with my podcast name on it. And his friends even stood him up. He still came alone. They were supposed to drive him. So that's why he had to call off work.
And you just disappointed him?
I got drunk. He's like, and I couldn't even understand what you said. He was like, I don't think you need to drink like that. A lot of people like to see you. And I was like, he's right. Like I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Hold on to that, man. That's a special thing that guy said to you, and it probably hurt at the time, but like that might get you through some dark times ahead.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from people. Like, even like when you work with people, like, and you have to be around them, like on the cruise ships. Another thing, I used to kill on stage when I make fun of people.
Yeah.
I'm naturally good at it. Like I said, I grew up with all black people.
Yeah, yeah.
But the funniest jokes hurt people's feelings.
Yeah.
And I hurt some people's feelings bad. And I remember like 3 or 4 times an audience member came up to me. I might have told this story on the pod, but one in particular that made me realize was from a ticket seller. Remember that shitty club in Times Square, LOL?
Yeah, yeah.
So I used to play there all the time, and I'd host a lot. So I got the ticket sellers all knew me. So they'd be like, oh, you're going to love the host. You're going to love the host. So this girl comes, she was like having a bad day, and he's like, trust me, the host is going to make you feel good. Everybody loves him. And I roasted the girl, made her walk out. Right?
You just ruined her life.
I had this whole bit about titties. I had like 10 minutes on titties. And then I'd point out a flat-chested girl. It's the hackiest bit. And I'd be like, look, this girl's like, that's not funny, And then, and then she got up to leave all mad. I'm like, it always walks the little titty girls,
Oh, dude.
I did like a whole bit or whatever. And then, I acted like the mic stand was hers.
Holy shit.
I'm like, oh, look at that titty.
Well, I think Immanuel Kant would say you did the greatest good for the greatest number of people.
Wait till you hear this, bro. So like 2 years goes by and this dude goes, hey man, I didn't get to see you because he's like, I moved back to DR, but he goes, yo, I just want to tell you thank you, man. I was like, oh dude, I was just doing comedy. I appreciate you selling tickets. He goes, no, I met my wife because of you. I was like, what? He goes, I told her she was having a bad day. I met her in New York, and I told her, hey, this dude's going to cheer you up. And she goes, 15 minutes later, she finds me. She's crying. She wants her money back. She's so mad. She was so insecure about her breasts. And he goes, I'll buy you tits in DR. And she moved to DR and married the dude.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
You're bringing people together.
Yeah, you're living a charmed life. That means you have magic around you.
And I felt good. Then he goes, and it's good for me because I don't have to work. She pay all the bills. I cheat a little on the side, He's like, I have another family. She don't know.
I have one last question. Are you still doing the story about the dog biting the guy's lips off?
Oh, dude, I forgot all about that.
That's my favorite bit.
Dude, you must have known me for a long time.
I met you doing daytime Tino mics.
Oh yeah,
I think that's
right.
when I first started seeing you around. And
we've known each other that long.
That's
like 12 years ago.
Yeah, that bit whenever I think of you, I think of that, and I always laugh.
Wow,
it's like the
that was one of my
shit.
first bits. I quit doing it for whatever reason, but it's a real story.
I think people feel bad for the kid.
Yeah, I gotta make a way to make it better. I was in slow classes with this kid, and we all called him Smiles, and he would always be smiling like this, looking like no matter what, he just always big smile on his face, and it would be every day, all day, and he'd get in trouble. The teacher would be yelling at him, he'd just be like that. I was like, dude, how can you smile all day, every day? Like, what's your secret? And he goes, I don't got lips. A dog bit his lips off, evidently.
Holy shit, dude. Oh, my God. All right, dude, we got to wrap because we got another guest coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Thanks for having me,
I
guys.
hate to cut this short because we're fucking cruising. We're rolling.
I got therapy at 1:30. So.
Oh, shit. Yes. You said you have a heart out, too. Give them where they can find you on Instagram, whatever you are most.
I just use Instagram. It's Patrick Holbert.
Perfect, dude. Yeah. Dominic?
You know where to find me. Right here, troublemakers.com. No, I know it's not the website yet. We're trying to buy it from UFC. But anyways, Troublemakers and Dry Salami Podcast and, the Instagrams.
I forgot my podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I have a pod. It's called We Hired a Sitter for This. It's me and my wife. She's much funnier than I am. We talk about sex, open marriage, raising a kid. As freelancers, we have 6 jobs between the two of us.
Oh, damn.
And it's funny. We hired a sitter for this.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, at Dylan Krasinski on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, at Troublemakers on all those sites. We post 4, 5, 6 clips a week. Dude, go follow Patrick. Check out the special. Check out the documentary and check out the pod. And we'll see you next week, baby. Good night.